Dear students, today's session is about the movement of goods and therefore about the movement of money. Remember, both move in opposite directions. If I give you something, if I sell something to you, you give me money. So the movement is in opposite directions normally. Today, by tracking the movement of goods, we are indirectly also studying the movement of money. So the example is the one which I sent you by email yesterday. It is a retail store, right? Now when you go to a retail store, there is stock. There has to be a stock. Otherwise no customer will enter the store. So I assume that the total stock in that store, as I said in the email write-up, is worth rupees 10 lakhs. This 10 lakhs is invested in the stock. It is either the store owner's own money or borrowed money. The total amount invested is 10 lakhs. The owner's money plus borrowed money, whatever. Now, as customers come and go, items are being sold, and therefore, to replace the items, new items are being bought. So, from the point of view of goods, customers are taking the items away and suppliers are supplying the items, restocking the items. It is called restocking. So one way to understand the net movement is on average, you calculate on average how many times an item has to be restocked in a year, let us say. So suppose I have a, take any favorite item, say particular table fan. So people like it. Once in a while they come and buy it. So focus on one piece, one type of one model, of table fan. So suppose on average I have to restock it 6 times in a year, let us say. So that means 6 customers buy it in a year. The rest of the time it is remaining in the store. 6 times you sell it. Now some items move faster. You may selling it one every week. A smartphone may be going one every week. Some items go slower. Okay, a very big size fridge may be going twice in a year. So there are slow moving items and fast moving items and average and so on. So I'll just go by the average. Let us say that on average an item is restocked 6 times. That means from the time it comes in from the supplier to the time it goes out, the average interval is about 2 months. 12 months to every 2 months on average, the item has to be restocked in the store. Let's not worry about where it comes from. Let's assume it comes from the supplier. Okay. So in the language of people who run stores, they can say like this, that the stock that they are having turns around 6 times in a year. Turns around. Think of it as a cycle. It goes in, supplier brings it in, it comes in, then customer takes it out. So think of it as a circular movement. It happens 6 times in a year. Now, this is simple calculation. There is no difficult mathematics here. Just understand the concept. So the total stock was 10 lakhs and it moved around 6 times in a year. So how much total business does the store do? 6 times into 10 lakhs, right? 60 lakhs. Okay, I'll make a small correction. You can handle this, it's not a problem. I think in the written example, I have given you 20 lakhs worth of stock and moving 4 times. I remember the example, that is 80 lakhs turnover. So same logic, total stock is 20 lakhs, is moving around 4 times in a year on average. Some items move faster, some items move slowly, but on average 4 times. So 20 lakh stock moving 4 times gives you annual business of 20 into 4, 80 lakhs. Correct? Now, every item has some profit margin. You buy it slightly lower price and sell it at higher price, so there is a margin. So let's assume the average margin is 15%. We must work with averages because I don't want to go into 100 different items. Average. So 15%. So if the store owner is doing business worth 80 lakhs and the profit margin on average is 15%, this is called gross profit. That means gross profit means item itself is giving you that much. The margin on the purchase and sale of the item itself. Just look at the item. How much does it get you? Like that, gross profit margin. So 80 lakhs into 15% is 12 lakhs, right? So the gross profit that the person is doing, simply sale price of item minus purchase price of item summed over all the items, summation in 1 year is 12 lakhs. But there are expenses which are not correlated with items. For example, rent of the store. Let's assume the store is rented. Then electricity expenses, then salaries, then bank interest. Okay, maybe there is some cleaning crew comes once or twice in a day, cleans the whole store. All right, there are things you must do to keep the store, worth visiting. Sometimes there is maintenance, all that. These items are not as per the individual purchase or sale. These are independent. This much you must spend to maintain and run your store. So these have to be subtracted from the gross profit. This is a cost, but it's not associated with every sale. It is associated with having a store, maintaining it, paying rent, paying your salaries. So I have assumed a figure of total per month, including bank interest. Remember, there may be borrowed money making up the 20 lakhs which you have invested. So I have assumed some 50,000 per month, the cost of running the store. So per year it comes 6 lakhs. So out of your 12 lakhs gross profit, you pay all these things you have to pay. So your net profit per year is 12 minus 6, 6 lakhs. Very simple, right? So please remember, the goods were coming in one direction. Supplier was bringing it in, customers were taking it out. We track the movement of goods. But in the reverse direction, money was flowing. Customer was paying you, you are paying the supplier and the salaries and the bank interest and all that, and the landlord rent. So in any exchange, from day one I have been saying, if A sells something to B, something passes from A to B, but money passes in the reverse direction. Actually, we are tracking the money because we are still on the topic of money. Okay. So now 6 lakhs is the net profit. The store owner can say that by running this business, I take home, you can say, 6 lakhs per year. So far, so good, no problem. So now, please think, this is also simple. Today's arithmetic is very simple, but the concept is very important. Assume that first, because of some unusual circumstances, there is a recession, mandi. Mandi. What happens in a mandi? people don't buy that much for whatever reason. Right now is an extreme case. There is a lockdown. So even if you want to, you cannot buy. Okay? So please exclude the present period. Even otherwise, there are periods of recession, somewhat mild recession, or there is a period of faster, furious economic activity. It must depend on many factors, okay? I think government policies play a role, but also whether there is a good monsoon or not, and so many things. So in Hindi or Gujarati, we call it Teji and Bandi. These are very good words, okay? Any market, regardless of even when it's not in a recession. So even forget the word recession, for example. Teji and Mandi occurs. So in our store example, it's very easy to understand. Suppose I started with 4 times in a year. The stock was turning around 4 times average. So 20 into 4 is 80. Suppose because of festival season or some other, very good monsoon or something, uh, it started moving 6 times in a year. So with the same stock of 20 lakhs, 20 into 6, 120 lakhs business you are doing, and if the profit margin is still 15%, say, so 120 lakhs into 15% is 18 lakhs. So your gross profit goes up from 12 lakhs to 18 lakhs because of Teji. More people are coming, going, buying, supplier you're calling more often. So the wheels are moving faster, you can say. So this is how we went from stock moving 4 times in a year to 6 times in a year. But Mandi can also occur, Teji can occur, Mandi can occur. Suppose stock is only moving 3 times in a year, not even 4 times. Of course, it can be worse, but for argument's sake. So what happens? You have 20 lakhs worth of stock and 3 times 20 into 3, 60, 15% margin. So 15% of 60 lakhs is 9 lakhs. So please remember, in Mandi the gross profit was 9 lakhs. More or less normal situation, what we call, was 12 lakhs. And Teji, we assume much faster, so 18 lakhs like that. This is simple, but now please note this point. You still have to maintain the store even in Mandi or in Teji. So your 50,000 per month expenses are occurring regardless. That is 6 lakhs per year. So in Teji, you subtract 6 from 18, you take home 12 lakhs, double. Your take home profit became double. And in Mandi, from 9 lakhs, you spend 6 lakhs to maintain the store. Let's say you maintain the same staff. Some people reduce expenses, okay, but let's keep things simple. So I'm still maintaining, paying bank interest, everything. So 9 lakhs minus 6 maintenance, 3 lakhs. So these are known as fixed costs. My 6 lakhs per year or 50,000 per month to maintain the store is independent of the amount of turnover I do. So that has to be subtracted. That is not affected by the wheels moving faster or the wheels moving slower. Okay. So the net profit is affected quite a bit by, business being better than average or below average. The effect is multiplied. The effect is multiplied because of the fixed expenses. Okay. So I have you please read the note which I sent yesterday. At the end, I have asked 2 simple questions. What happens in one situation of Teji and one situation of Mandi? Both involve simple arithmetic, and you must answer these. You can answer it simply in an email itself. or make a separate file and attach it to an email, doesn't matter, simple arithmetic. So you must answer these two questions as simple homework assignment and mail it to me within 3 days. So today is 22nd of April. By 25th of April, I should receive the email from all of you. So you will get 1 mark for this assignment, 1 mark out of 100. Okay? If you send it and it's right, you get 1 mark. If you don't send it or it's wrong, then you don't get the 1 mark. So I'll keep track. It's very simple, especially being from Gujarat. You should probably know these things instinctively. You might have seen it in your school days, even how people you know are running their stores. So it's not a big problem. You must do this homework. Okay? And then I will tell you something else after reminding you about the homework. The basic idea of turning things around, what happens in a factory, let us say. You are getting the incoming goods, you are processing it, you are adding value and then selling it. So you are still taking things in, adding value. Say you are buying cloth and making t-shirts. So you are doing one thing extra that the store owner is not doing. But otherwise the model is very similar. As far as flow of money is concerned, you have some more people stitching the t-shirts. So you have to pay some more salaries. And the gross margin is calculated differently. You are buying cloth but selling t-shirts. Okay. The arithmetic is a bit different. But the basic concept is same. Even if I had a factory. Now, even on a bigger scale, an economy consists of so many stores and factories and so on. I told you all the money circulating through the economy. So when there is a teji, say good monsoon, people are buying more, selling more, things are moving better. So people that when businessmen do good business, they are happy. If things are moving, their efforts are paying results. Bought something, sold something like that. But when things are not moving, they feel frustrated. What the hell? I'm doing so much and not getting any results. So it's frustrating. So Teji and Mandi happens not only individual store but factory or whole economy, because all these wheels that are turning, they are like gear wheels. So if one wheel turns fast, the other one turns fast. One moves the other, one moves the other. So the whole economy is either doing well or not doing well. So the basic concept I try to teach you today with very simple arithmetic is also applicable on a broader scale. It explains the concept of an economy doing well or not doing well. Okay, simple, but applicability is very wide. All right, so I advise you, in fact, I instruct you to do the homework and send it to me within 3 days. It's very simple arithmetic. In fact, I request you not to create an attachment file, just write it in the email. It's easier. I just open your email and assess the work. Simple multiplication and subtraction. All right. So I look forward to your homework in the next 3 days. By the roll number, I will keep track of who sent and who did not send. All right. Thank you very much.